Hi, I'm Ms. Willard, and I'll be your virtual teacher for the day today. Just like the last few weeks, we are going to do some review of what we've already learned, and then we'll do something new. Have you ever heard of the Bossy R? Well, today I'm going to teach you what happens when R gets next to a vowel and starts bossing it around. Get ready for our daily routines. We're going to review what we've been learning for the past few weeks. Let's start with our high-frequency words. This word was in your decodable reader last week. Do you remember it? It's watch. Read it with me. Watch. Now read it on your own. Read it to somebody in the room with you, or read the word watch back to me. Good job. This is the word ago, as in a long time ago. Read it with me. Ago. Read it with me again. Ago. Now read it to somebody in the room with you, or read it back to me. Ago. This high-frequency word plays fair, which means we could sound it out. Do you see the magic E? That's going to make the I say its name. What's the word? It's time. Read it with me. Time. Read it on your own. Read it with me again. Time. This word says long. Read it with me. Long. Read it on your own. Read the word to somebody in the room with you, or read it with me again. Long. For our sound drill today, we're going to go way back and review something that you probably learned at school a while ago. Do you see those two letters? That's a consonant blend, also called a consonant cluster. We can hear both of the sounds when we read those two together. Listen, pull, like in play. When we see P and L together, we hear both sounds. Pull, pull. Say the sound. Say it to me again. Good job. Let's do another consonant blend. When we have G and R together, we can hear both of their sounds. We hear the G and we hear the R, but we put them together. Grr. Say it with me. Grr. Like in the word grill. I grill when I have a barbecue in the summer. Say the sound again. Grr. Say it again. Grr. What about this one? We'll hear S and we'll hear T, but we'll hear them together. St, like in star. St, st, star. Say the sound with me. St. Say it on your own now. Say the sound to somebody in the room with you, or say it back to me. St, st. Let's do one last consonant blend. We have an S and a C. When we hear those together, we hear both sounds. Sk, sk. Like in scarf. This week in your decodable book, you'll find out that Pat is wearing a scarf. Say the sound that S and C make. Sk. Say it again with me. Sk. Now, say it to somebody in the room with you, or say it back to me. Great job working on our consonant blends today. Now we're going to practice reading words that have sounds we already know. This week, we're going to practice reading words that have suffixes at the end. If we can find the suffix, that can help us read the word. Look at this word. Does it have a suffix? No, but I do see a magic E. So I know that E will make the A say its name. Let's tap it out. B-A-K. Bake. Bake. The word is bake, like I bake a cake. Read the word. Good job. Look at this word now. Does it have a suffix? Yes, it has an ED at the end. We add an ED to the end of words if we want to show that something happened in the past. Do you see it's underlined there? I also see, though, that when the ED was added, the magic E in the word bake became invisible. but it still says bake with a long A. So if we take bake and add an ED, what's the word? Baked. Yesterday I baked a cake. Read the word baked. Good job. Look at this word. Does it have a suffix? Yes, we see an S. I underlined it at the end. Now, when we have a word with a suffix, it can help to read the base word first. So let's just read the first part. I notice right away there's a magic E, and the E will give its voice to the I. Let's read the base word. Smile. Smile with an S makes smiles. She smiles at me. Read the word. Smiles. Look at this one now. Do you see the suffix? It's ing, ing. Look at the base word now. If I just sounded this out, it would say smill, smilling. Wait a minute. Doesn't that look a lot like our last word? The magic E has become invisible because the suffix begins with an I. So that isn't smilling, it's smiling. Read the word smiling. Good job. Here's another one. It ends with an ing as well. That's our suffix. When we read a word with a suffix, it can help to read the base word first. So let's ignore that ing for a minute and look at the base word. D-iv, d-iv, diving. Diving? That doesn't sound right. Do you think maybe there's a magic E that became invisible? If there was a magic E, the I would say I. So let's try that. D-ive-ing. Diving. Diving. Like I'm diving into the pool. That makes more sense. This word had a magic E that became invisible when the suffix was added. What's the word? Diving. Good job. Let's get ready to learn something new. Today, we're going to find out what the bossy R does to vowels when it's right next to them. We have two targets we're going to be focusing on today. The first one says, I can read words with a bossy R. So you're going to learn how to read words when there's an R next to the vowel that bosses that vowel around. The next one says, I can spell one-syllable words with a bossy R accurately. Accurately means you can spell them right. So once we learn how the bossy R changes vowels, we'll be able to use that to make our spelling better. The first thing that we're going to do to learn about the bossy R is to remember what those vowels sound like when the R isn't next to them. Look at this word. Cat. What's the vowel sound in cat? A. A says a when it's a closed syllable. What about this one? Add. Had. What does the A say? A. Look at this one. Notice that it starts with an SH. Shot. What does the O say in this word? It says ah, shot. Let's do one last. What's the word? Con. And what does the O say? It says ah. Now we're going to get ready to add in the bossy R and see how the R bosses that vowel around and makes it change its sound. Now you can see that I've created a little space in those words because I want to add in the bossy R. So the first one used to say cat, but now I'm adding in an R and it says cart. Listen, Cart. Do you hear the short A saying ah? No. When the bossy R comes, it changes the entire sound. A and R together say R. Let's do another one. The second word used to be had, but if I put an R in there, it says hard. We don't hear an ah in that. We hear R. Hard. A and R together say R because the bossy R changes the vowel sound. Look at the next one. That word used to be shot. Now it's short. The bossy R changes the O sound to make it or. When you have an O and an R together, they say or, short. Let's see how the bossy R changes the last one. It used to be con. Now it's corn. The bossy R changes the vowel sound to make a new sound. O and R together say or. Let's read that list of words, starting with the top one. Cart, hard, short, corn. Your turn. Good job. Let's do a little bit more work with the bossy R. Let's get some practice reading these words with bossy R sounds. We're going to read a whole chain of words. Look at the first one. I've underlined the OR so you can see the bossy R sound. What's this word? Born. Born. Like your birthday celebrates the day you were born. Now, I'm going to change just the beginning of the word. The ending will stay the same. We're going to change the B to a TH. TH says th. So let's read it. Thorn. Thorn. A thorn is something sharp. All right. Now I'm going to change the beginning of the word and the end of the word, but the or is going to stay there. There is a consonant blend at the beginning. Sport. Sport. Like my favorite sport is basketball. Let's do another one. I'm going to give you a minute to read it this time. Did you sound it out like this? P or ch. Porch. I love to sit on my porch. Let's do one more. F or k. Fork. Like I use my fork to eat spaghetti. We're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to use the bossy R with the letter A. AR says R. Let's look at our first word. Let's make the sounds together. B, R, k. Bark, like the dog will bark. Now the next word in the chain, I'm only going to change the beginning. The ending will stay the same. Do you see how the end is still A-R-K, ark? But now we have SH in front. Sh, ark. What's the word? Shark. A shark swims in the ocean. Now for the next word, I'm going to change the beginning and the end, but it will still have R in the middle. March. 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 I march in a parade. Let's leave the AR there, but change the beginning and the end again. I see a consonant blend. It starts with an ST, st, and then art. Read it with me. St, art, start. When will this start? Let's do one last. The AR will still be there in the middle, but the beginning and the end of the word will change. I see a Y. yard, yard, yard. On a sunny day, I love to play in my yard. We've just had some practice reading words with R and OR, but we also need to know how to spell them. So we're going to get practice with just a few. Here's the first one, born. When you spell born, you spell B or N, and you write the letters to match the sound. Take a look at the word. Now try to write it down. Born. You should have written B-O-R-N because O-R says or. Let's do another one. Listen, it's the word sport, like I love to play a sport. Sport. Take a look at the word. Can you write it? Write the letters to match the sound in sport. Sport. Check your work. We have a consonant blend at the beginning, SP, and then OR is spelled OR with a T at the end. Let's do a couple with our other bossy R sound. This one is yard. Take a look at it. Now try to write yard. You have to write the letters for Y-R-D. Yard. Check your work. Did you write Y-A-R-D? Yard. Let's do one last. Take a look at this word, start. Can you spell start? R-T. Write the letters that match those sounds. Start. Check your work. You should have written S-T-A-R-T. Start. When you are writing words and you hear OR, you spell it with O-R. And if you hear R, you spell it with A-R.
It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
It's time to practice what we learned. It's time to go to work.
It's activity time. If you don't already have it, please get your ELA work packet so I can show you what you're going to do today. For today's activity, you'll need page 78 in your distance learning packet. This is a Bossy R sorting activity. You are going to read the words in the word bank, all of the ones below, and you're going to sort them out by whether they have R with an AR or with an OR. Let's do the first couple for practice. If you look at the first word, the one where I just drew a dot, I see it is spelled C-A-R-T. So I know it's going to go right here under AR. I'm going to write it there. But I also want you to read the word. So C says K, AR says R, and T says T, K-art, cart. Okay, let's do the next one. Look at the word where I just put a dot. That's the word B-O-R-N. So I know it will go over here, but what does it say? Do you remember what OR says? OR says or. So this word would be born, born. Your job today is to sort all these words out, whether they have AR or OR, and put them in the right column. When you're done, I would love for you to read this word list to somebody in your house. Good luck and have fun with it. Take a moment to reflect. What have you done today that is helping you become a more proficient reader? I hope you said something about learning to read words with the Bossy R. Thanks for learning about the Bossy R with me today. I'm excited to teach you again soon. Here's a few reminders. You can use the alphabet chant video on YouTube to practice your letters and sounds. Make sure you read the Decodable Reader every day. Practice your high-frequency words. Remember those 5 that you're choosing? Keep working at them. Read for 20 minutes and complete a reading log entry each day and practice your handwriting. Doing all of these things will make sure that you are on track for the 2nd grade. See you next time.